Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at the chart of Elon Musk again, the rectified chart since there is no time of birth given. This chart seems to work really well when explaining his history. If you look to the eastern horizon using the sidereal zodiac, Vedic Astrology, you would see the constellation associated with Aries rising at 27 degrees. 27 degrees becomes the most effective point of every house. Any planet like Mars and Venus that are close to that, within 5 degrees of that 27 degrees, have a lot of impact in the chart. First, we're going to look and see how the planets are operating, and then we'll see when they're operating. But we know that wherever we see a Multrikona sign, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11, those houses represent what this person, Elon Musk, is working on in this lifetime. He's working on fame. He's working on family life and transportation. He's working on investments and stocks and creativity. He's working on delays and setbacks. And he's working on partnerships. He's working on good fortune in relationship to government. And then having a strong income. In fact, he is said to be one of the wealthiest men on the planet. So if we look at how these planets are operating, Sun is at 12 degrees, very strong. In fact, Sun, Moon, and Saturn really contribute to his success. So Sun is ruling the house of creativity and investments, sitting in the house of entrepreneurial success. Investments in stocks are very successful through his leadership and organizational skills, which are the significators for Sun. If we look at Moon, Moon is ruling the house of happiness, home life, property, and in his case, transportation especially. It is placed in the house of investments in stocks and creativity. So Moon is public. So taking his stocks public in terms of Tesla, transportation, has really supported his success. In fact, his mom helped him get citizenship. Moon is a significator for mother as well. Mars is at 27 degrees, close to the most effective point. It is any planet that's more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age. Any planet that is less than 5 degrees is said to be in infant state, like Jupiter. And those infants and elderly people cannot promote or protect their own significations. So Mars is ruling this house of life purpose, placed in the house of career. So it gives him a lot of ambition and courage with respect to his entrepreneurial success. But there can be some issues. Now, Moon is representing the part of the body is the brain, and he has said that he has Asperger's. So it could be partly this Mars being in old age. Now, Mars also has to do with transportation, engineering, and he is very much fascinated with traveling to the planet Mars itself. Mercury is any planet that rules, any Multrikona sign that rules the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th house, the challenging Dustana houses, are said to be functional malefic planets. That means that they can cause harm if they are conjunct or aspecting within 5 degrees of another planet, or if they are within 5 degrees of the rising sign degree. Now, Mercury is not within 5 degrees of the rising sign degree, and in the birth chart, it's benign. It's not causing much issues. However, from time to time, it can cause some issues, and it is weak, and it is combust sun. So Mercury also has to do with the intellect. It rules this house of delays and setbacks and health issues, and this is also the house of divorce, so conflicts. And so he has had some divorces, and also some debts and financial issues that have caused delays in his business. Now, Mercury represents IT, and he did go into business with his younger brother. It is sitting in the house of younger siblings and the house of entrepreneurial success. And he does have some controversial communications with his Twitter feed. So that all comes back to Mercury. Jupiter's slightly less than 5 degrees. It's weak, and it is has a weak placement in the 8th house, which is obstacles. It rules the house of good fortune. Now, this 8th house, also represents research. So it says that he can have good fortune through research, his space exploration. Now, it has brought some legal issues. The 9th house is legal issues, and it also represents father. So he's estranged from his father. In fact, he called him evil. So then Venus is at 25 degrees, close to the most effective point, rules the house of partnerships and marriage, sitting in the house of wealth and family stability. This 7th house also has to do with foreign. He married a foreign, one of his wives from foreign land, and Venus is afflicted by the 5th aspect of Rahu, so it can cause some sudden unexpected events and breakups, with his wife. One other thing, Jupiter represents children, and because it's weak and sitting in the house of death-like experiences, although it does have 8 children, one of his children died of sudden infant death syndrome. Let's see, Rahu and Ketu, always opposite, always balancing. In this case, balancing work and home life. He's a workaholic, like most geniuses and successful men, so it does affect the home life. Let's look at the timing of events. So that son that died 5 days after he was born in 2002 of sudden infant death syndrome was during a Saturn period, and Rahu was afflicting Sun. Sun is ruling the house of children. Rahu, unexpected events. And also it afflicted Mercury, which is health issues or losses, debts, setbacks. Now, he sold PayPal for $165 million in 2002 in a Saturn period later that year. In 2018, the SEC sued him for a tweet that he misrepresented, that he had gotten funding to take the company Tesla private. That was during K2. K2 was afflicting Sun, causing unexpected events to Sun, ruling the house of stocks and investments. And Sun itself is government. So there's been some real highs and lows for the Tesla stock, and the lows seem to be caused by K2 affliction to Mars affecting his career or his brand. And some of it is his own doing by his controversial tweets. Mercury also afflicted Sun during these drops, and Sun is stocks as well. More recently, in 2022, April, he put in a bid of 40 some million to take control of Twitter, and that's during a Rahu Saturn period, and drive for more income of new investment, and even more recently than that, on May 13th, he put the pause button on that Twitter. He was supposed to join the board, and he's hesitating. And you can see in this circular chart, transit chart, outer circle is where the planets were on May 13th when he put a pause button on Twitter, and the inner circle is where his birth planets are. And you can see that on that date, Rahu is afflicting Sun. Sun, again, is stocks, investments. Rahu is unexpected events, also manipulation, and some obscurity, not, maybe indecision there. So we'll see what happens. He's in a Rahu, towards the end of this year, Rahu Mercury period that could be causing some issues, since Mercury is malefic, only when it's causing trouble though. And it moves pretty fast. And then he goes into a Rahu Ketu period. Now, what could be done that could, in 2025, that could also cause some disturbances. What could be done to strengthen the chart? Well, he's already involved in charities. Charities involving children is good to transform the functional malefic Mercury. I think he started a school for children. Ketu and Rahu, donating to spiritual organizations and people who cannot help themselves. He's already doing that. Now, to strengthen the rest of the benefic planets, a locket called in Kavash containing the Devata yantra for these planets would be highly beneficial. And you can see them on our website at vastucreations.com. If you would like a reading, go to vastucreations.com under services. If you would like to learn Transformation Vedic Astrology, as you can see, it's quite accurate, you can go to courses at vastucreations.com, and you can even become certified if you would like to take on astrology as more of a profession. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.